Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Andrew Burnett Show. Our guest this afternoon is a country music legend who began his career back in the 80s around the same time as Randy Travis, known for his charting hits such as Wine in the Water, Don't Go to Strangers, Darlene, and many others. And here to share with us all about his recent project, Bare Bones, will you make welcome to the Andrew Burnett Show, Mr. T. Graham Brown. How you doing today?
I'm doing good, Andrew. Thanks for having me on your show, buddy. I appreciate it.
Well, I'll tell you, it is an honor having you here. So tell us a little bit about how you got your start in country music.
Well, I started singing for a living down in Athens, Georgia, while I was going to the University of Georgia. I used that to pay my tuition. And, man, I just kind of fell into it. I wasn't planning on it being a lifelong thing, and it just kind of turned into that. Uh, my wife Sheila and I have been married 40 years, and I met her down there, and she finished up her master's work, and we moved to Nashville. She came home one day. We were living on the farm, and she said, "Why don't we move to Nashville?" I was scared, Andrew. I was kind of living in my little comfort zone down there, and I was scared to move to Nashville. I was scared to move to, I had a friend told me to move to New York, LA, or Nashville. And so I kind of picked Nashville because that was the least scary place, I think. And just kind of started all over, started singing songwriter demos, and my voice got passed around to the producers. Songwriters and publishers were pitching their songs around town, and my voice would be on a lot of them, and that's how my voice came to be heard, around Music Row, and that's what eventually led to my first record deal with Capitol Records was my demo singing. So I just been doing it a long time. I'm still doing it, and probably having more fun now than I've ever had.
So, who would you say were your earliest influences in country music that really inspired you to want to become a country artist?
Wow, man, I listened to all kinds of music growing up. I listened to soul, rock and roll, country. It kind of, I listened to this little station, man, that it was an AM station, a 5,000 watt AM station, small station. And they played every kind of music. They didn't have a certain format where it was just one type of music. They might play a George Jones song, and then play a Beatles song, and then play an Aretha Franklin song. It was just all over the place. So I think I heard all kinds of music, and that just uh, contributed to people have called me country soul. So I guess that's probably as good a term as anything. I just got different influences. It wasn't just, like Johnny Cash. It was just a little bit of everything.
So, we were talking a little bit before the interview about your song Wine into Water. Tell us a little bit about how this song came about.
Well, I was writing with Bruce Birch and Ted Hewitt, who are old friends of mine. They're both very successful songwriters. And this would have been about 1990, early 90s. And I had a drinking problem, and we sat down and wrote this song. And at the time, I didn't think it was about me, but it turned out to be about me. And it's just a prayer to God to help me get straightened out, and it's kind of taken on a life of its own. So many people have heard it through the years, and it's helped them out. I've heard so many people, and it's just one of those songs, man. I was talking to my co-writers, I don't know, sometime last year. I can't remember. I remember it was during COVID. And we were writing a different song, and we were talking about the day we wrote Wine into Water. And we all agreed that we just kind of looked down at our paper, and the song was there. We don't know, none of us remember writing it. It was just kind of I guess, a miraculous thing. It was just meant to be. God did it, and I'm just glad I was holding the pencil.
So tell us, I hear that you host a radio show on Sirius Radio. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, it's called Live Wire with T. Graham Brown, and I play live cuts from artists' live albums. I take people from, in their imagination, I take them from concert to concert all over the world, and it's a lot of fun. I know this last show, I always have a guest on it, and this last show is Tanya Tucker. I have a live guest, and then I'm playing songs from like Alan Jackson and George Strait did a show out in California at a football stadium. I play a couple from that, and singer Gary Morris is doing an intimate show, sitting on a stool playing a guitar and singing. And I play a couple from that. I play a couple from Dwight Yoakam at a place called the Wiltern Theater in San Francisco. And Tanya Tucker's got a new album out, Live from the Troubadour, out in Hollywood, and I play a couple from it. So I just get to pick the artist and the songs, and I'll do an intro, telling them about where the concert is. Like for instance, I'll say, well, this show was done in California at the whatever football stadium on July the 4th, 2002, and I give them a date, and just kind of try to get them to where they can imagine it if they're sitting in their car going down the road and listening to the show, so they can just kind of feel like they've been taken to 6 different concerts. I do 6 different artists every show. So yeah, it's fun, man. And I get to do it now. I'm doing it. I used to have to go down to the Bridgestone Arena downtown Nashville. Sirius XM has studios there, but once COVID shut everything down, I can, I can do it from my house now. So it makes it a lot easier.
So who has been your most memorable guest so far?
Oh, I've had several. I've had, Winona, and they're all country artists. I've had Gene Watson and Travis Tritt, Black Hawk, just about a lot of them. It's hard to remember, Andrew. I just have a different one every show and talk to them for about 20 minutes, and we'll do the show, and then we'll edit everything, and we send the edit stuff up to New York to their offices up there, and they drop in all the music, and it just comes out sounding like a professional deal, believe it or not.
So tell us a little bit about this new project that you released called Bare Bones. Tell us a little bit about how it came about.
Well, pardon me. I was looking for something to do this past year. We had about 100 shows last year, and we probably had 90 of them canceled. So I wanted to go in. I've been wanting to do an acoustic greatest hits album. So I just went in the studio, and it's just a guitar and me and a friend of mine singing background vocals. It's really a simple, that's why we call it Bare Bones, because that's what it is. And I did this deal with Time Life Warner Music last year, and they re-released several of my older albums and put all my stuff on all the streaming platforms. So they took Bare Bones and did that. So we just were wanting to have something new out, and people had been wanting me to do it for a while, and I just had been lazy, and now was the perfect time to do it. It was fun. It was easy.
So what were some of your personal favorites that you put on that project?
Oh, I just put a lot of my hits that I had over the years. I like them all. I tell Like It Used to Be, and Hell and High Water, and Darlene, and put Wine into Water on it. I think there's maybe 13 songs on it, something like that. So it's an interesting thing, when you do an acoustic record like that. the lyric and your vocal is much more present. It's up front, you know, it's not um, confused by any tracks, you know, it's just a simple guitar and a vocal. So it's easier to understand the song, I think.
So, share with us a little bit about what a memorable experience has been for you so far, whether it be a moment on stage or something a fan has said to you. What's one that really sticks to the forefront of your mind?
Golly, Andrew, there's so many, man. I have been able to work. I came along at a really good time. Um, I was able to work with and get to know and tour with all my idols. I tell people that all the one name people, um, Willie and Waylon and Merle and Loretta and Conway and George and Tammy and Kenny and Dolly and all those people. So that was probably, you know, the biggest highlight was getting to work with all those legends and actually get to know them some and in a lot of cases record with them. But I've had a lot of fun times. I've worked with a whole lot of folks and uh, been all around the world, and it's just been God's really blessed my life, and He got me through all the craziness I went through, and I'm just really happy to be able to tell people all my shows. I tell people how God has worked in my life and that God is real and still in control and still on the throne 24/7. So that's probably my number one job is, you know, telling people about God.
And it's just something like I always say, God can take a nothing and turn it into something. I mean, if we look at all of our lives before we accepted Jesus Christ, we were nothing, but when we accepted him and we start doing his work, we become something. So, that is really just a powerful thing to me because, without God, we're just living life, but we don't really understand the life that we live until we accept him.
Well, it just means so much more when you got something to live for like that. And I, you know, man, when I always thought, well, all these corny people, there are all these Jesus people over there, and they're not. Don't they know that there's a party going on over here, and I don't know what they're thinking, and all this stuff. And then when I finally got my mind right, I figured out that the uh, the Christians were the ones that really did know what was going on, and the party crowd didn't know what was going on. So it's just been a good transformation for me to see that. You know, I thought, well, it's going to be boring to be a Christian. It's going to, you know, that I'm going to give up all my partying and all that. But it wasn't like that at all. It just made everything better for me. You know, I don't miss any of that. And I went through all that, and it helped make me what I am today. It made me realize what a better life it is now. So it's just it's been totally good. Everything is good, and I get a real pleasure out of telling people how much better their life can be if they got God in their life.
Well, T. Graham Brown, it has been an honor having you on our program. Tell folks how they can purchase your brand new product or find out more about your radio show.
Well, you can we have a great Facebook page that we keep current and keep it light, funny. We all the time posting cool stuff on there. I got a guy named Austin Smith that helps us do that, and he's really good at it. We have Instagram. It's all under T. Graham Brown. We have Instagram and Twitter. tgrahambrown.com is our website, and you can get all kinds of merchandise there. Stuff with my name on it. If you like T. Graham Brown, go there. We have all the music's available there. Our schedule is on there. You can hear all our stuff on all the streaming platforms. We're just out there working, man, and we're trying to wait. We're waiting for this COVID to be lifted, the restrictions to be lifted so we can go to all 50 states and work again. So keep an eye on our website. And if we come to a place near you, please come out and see us, because we have a good show, have a great band, and we all have fun.
Well, T. Graham, it has been an honor having you on. Thank you so much, and you're welcome on anytime.
Thanks, Andrew, and God bless you, buddy, and God bless your listeners, and God bless the United States of America.
Thank you so much for coming on.
You're welcome, pal. Bye-bye.
Bye.